After my divorce, I washed off my ugly makeup and posted a barefaced selfie online, jokingly asking for a date. The post broke the internet, hitting #1 on trending. Countless people flooded my comment section. Is this level of gorgeous even real? Not even AI could render a face this perfect. Look at me, 6 feet 2 inches, college athlete. I'm not a creep, I just genuinely want to give this goddess a home. Oh my god, I wouldn't even dare to dream of looking like this. You must have been sculpted by the gods themselves. In a flash, the photo went incredibly viral. A-list actors, wealthy heirs, and Wall Street elites all started reaching out, trying to court me. Even my ex-husband, Connor Sterling, had his phone blown up by his buddies. One of his fellow officers complained, "Commander, if I'd known my sister-in-law was this breathtaking, you should have left her for one of your brothers in arms." Connor violently crushed the whiskey glass in his hand, his eyes bloodshot, and sped all the way back to our house to find me. But in the home we once shared, there was no longer a single trace of me. I remembered what my mother told me on her deathbed 3 years ago. For a girl without power, having only beauty is a disaster. From that day on, I wore thick, black-rimmed glasses, applied dark, dull foundation, and intentionally made myself look as unattractive as possible. My father arranged countless blind dates for me, and every single man ran for the hills because of my looks. Only Connor Sterling never showed a hint of disgust. He ignored the strange, mocking looks from everyone around us and proposed to me. Everyone said I married completely out of my league. They said that with my hideous face, marrying into the prestigious Sterling family was a stroke of miraculous luck. I believed them. I thought he didn't care about appearances. I thought he loved my soul. That was, until the joint tactical exercise on the border went wrong, and an out-of-control armored vehicle barreled toward me. Connor shoved me out of the way, taking the brunt of the explosive shockwave himself. He was critically injured and fell into a coma. I stumbled and crawled my way to the base hospital, only to freeze outside his room when I heard his mother's furious voice through the cracked door. "Connor, you brought home a hideous wife and made us the laughingstock of the entire base, and now you dare to risk your life to protect her? How long are you going to keep up this rebellious phase?" There was a moment of silence inside before Connor's calm, steady voice replied, "Mom, you know exactly what I want. I know this is all for Serena." Mrs. Sterling's voice trembled. She was just a performer in the military PR division, and her family is ruined. She could never marry into the Sterling family. Marrying Avery just to spite us won't change a thing. I leaned against the freezing hospital wall, my entire body going numb. Serena, who was Serena? With trembling hands, I pulled out my phone and texted a friend in military intelligence. "Run a background check on Connor Sterling and Serena Vance." The file came through quickly. Serena Vance, lead dancer for the military's public relations and performance troupe. Connor's first love. They were the golden couple in everyone's eyes, childhood sweethearts, a match made in heaven. 3 years ago, when they were discussing marriage, Serena's father was investigated for severe financial fraud. Fearing the scandal would taint their reputation, the Sterling family vehemently opposed the marriage. Connor fought for her, so his family pulled strings to have Serena deployed to a remote, desolate base. The two ultimately broke up. After that, Connor went on a string of blind dates, brushing off every single woman, until he met me, the intentionally ugly girl, at a military mixer. It turned out that he chose me simply to rebel against his family, to force them into accepting Serena. I looked down at the glowing screen and suddenly let out a broken laugh. My mother was terrified that I would be deceived because of my beauty, but as an ugly girl, I was deceived all the same. And the deception was even more absurd, even more thorough. For the past 3 years, he tied my shoelaces, stood guard with me in the cold, and remembered every casual remark